This is Irontrader, and this is Midday Trading. So today we're going to take a look here at the U.S. dollar, the DXY. We're going to take a look here at the VIX, and then we're going to take a look here at the indexes, the Dow, the S&P, and the old NASDAQ. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation of buy, selling stock, market, ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have the U.S. dollar. Now, you can see here how we had this really nice rally up here all the way to that 110 area, and then she kind of fell right off the map, and we got as low all the way down here as that 96.21. Now, if you look at this bottom of this candle right here, okay, what you're looking at is 96.37. We retested it with 96.21, and you can see where we had that double bottom situation, and ever since then, it's been rising up nicely with higher lows and higher highs. Now, the key, let me just pick this up here a little for you. Okay, now the key is going to be right here is you have to get and close above right there, that price channel at 136. Now, you can see here we're above this 200-day, which is good, at 99.98, so that's going to provide support. But right here, we need to get back above. Right there is that 136 level, okay? So if we can, then what we do is we just kind of venture all the way up here to the next level. So we're going to go, if we can, that next level is going to be right there, 154. Then we just bring this price channel right across here, looking at 101.25. Then we come right up top of that candle, you're looking at 101.97. And then we just keep right on following all the price channels right across, 103.54. And we come all the way up here to that 104.68. But the key is going to be right here, is going to be holding, cracking above that 136. Now, on the downside, this is your support levels at 99.98. And then we have that 8-day, which is above the 21-day, which is very good, 99.72. Then we have your 21-day at 99.58. We start losing that. We're going to come to the bottom there at that 99.24 level. We'll come down here at that 98.99. Then we have your 50-day at 98.76. Then we have the 100-day here sitting at that 98.44 level, okay? Now, you can see here, this is not overbought, oversold here. We just have a very, very strong dollar going on here right now, okay? But again, if we can just pop above this key level, that 136 level, then we can just venture all the way on up, just bring the price channels all the way across until we can hit all the way up here, maybe retest that 110 area. Now, I'm not saying that's where it's going to go, but a lot of times, is when you build a sideways action. See how we had that downtrend situation, and then we build a sideways action, and we had that nice double bottom. Well, that builds a lot of energy, but right now here we have a nice, good uptrending situation. We're holding that 21-day, we're holding the 8-day, and now we're holding that 200-day. So I think it's just going to be a matter of time before that dollar gets strong and we break that 136 level. So if you're trading U.S. dollar, okay, just look for that level, and then we just take these price channels, bring them all the way across, and that's going to be all your upside targets. Okay, let's take a look here now at the VIX. Alrighty, now here we have the VIX. A lot of times here, I mean, these are extreme situations here. But there's an old saying, when the VIX is high, you want to buy. Okay, so when this got all the way up to the 65.73, that's when you want to buy, because this never lasts. It's always just a spike up and then comes down the same way with this situation here, where we got all the way up to that 60.13 level. Now, when we take this out here, it's a little bit out of sideways action. You can see here how we had this all the way sideways. See this, how you're building the energy, and then she popped out. Now look what's happening here in this situation. Now look at yesterday, that big spike. Okay, you were all the way at 19.28, and you spiked all the way up to 27. Now remember, there's a lot of ETFs that you can do to trade the VIX. Okay, I think it's VXN. I don't trade the VIX anymore. I used to trade the VIX, but now I don't trade it like what I used to. But again, there are ways of trading the VIX here, okay? So now what we have is we have that inside day candle. So what we're really watching on the upside is we're watching the top of the yesterday's, that 28.27. We get above it, this is where we're going to be going, is that 28.99 level, okay? Now, if we get above that, you can spike up right down to this level right here, which is basically your 35.75 level. Then obviously you can go up to your 46 and then all the way up to your 60.13 level, okay? Very, very easily. Okay. Now, again, if it does do that spiking situation like that, then what you want to do is you want to look for long positions in the stock market. I know it's not easy because everything's coming down. Oh, it's crashing down. It's crashing down. Yes, it's crashing down, but that's the time you want to buy, just like what we had going here and last springtime. Okay. Everything crashed on down, and that was the time that you wanted to get in. Okay. Now, here on the downside, What you're really watching is that 8-day, that 2248 level. We're watching this 200-day here. You're sitting right around that 20 level. And then we have that 1939. Then we have your 50-day here sitting all the way down here at that 1831. And then we have your 100 SMA here at that 1711. Now, again, remember, the VIX is basically, some say, oh, it's outdated, doesn't work. But again, always watch when the spikes like we had yesterday, and we had that big downturn. To me, it's like a measuring the fear factor kind of a situation. But just remember, when that VIX is high is when you want to buy. Okay, let's take a look here now at the indexes. All right, here we have them all laid out. We have your Dow, your S&P, and we have the old NASDAQ. Now, you can see here on the bottom, okay, that 36 level, we just ran all the way right on up here very nicely. That's the same thing we did over here on the S&P. We had that nice V bottom and a nice V bottom situation. Then we have that kid that just kept on running up. And just like I always pointed out, it never lasts, okay? So what you have to do is you have to look at, this is a perfect example right here. See how this is downtrend, we have a high and then a lower high, you have a high and a higher high. Okay, so you got negative divergence going on here. See, negative divergence going on. And right here, negative divergence. Here we have a high, then a lower high. So eventually that plays out. Now, this rally went a lot longer than probably a lot of people were thinking, especially me. I didn't think it was going to last that long. But he had a really nice good rally, because usually around that September, that first week or two of October, it's really not a good time for the market. But it kept on rallying. But eventually it doesn't last. It always takes a turn for, sometimes a reason, no reason. A lot of times it's just profit taking, okay? So now you can see here where we ran right on up all the way to that 48,431. Then it sank all the way down. But you notice that where it held that 100 SMA, okay? So if it loses that 8-day, then we always look to the catch-all, the 21-day. Then we have the 50-day. And now look at it, held that 100-day very nicely. Now you can see where yesterday it came all the way down, and now today it's rallying back off that 100-day and trying to rally back up again. So downside, just watch that key level, that 45,730 level, that's that 100-day. If we lose it, you can come right down here, down to that 46,641 level. That's your retest. And then you can venture all the way on down here to this 43 level, which is your 200-day, very easy, okay? Now, on the upside here, you can see where the 8-day crossed over the 21-day, and now it looks like it wants to cross over 50. So this is going to be very strong resistance. So as this moves up here, this will be a good selling opportunity to go into this area right here. So if you are long, like what I do is I just trade every day, and then what I'll be looking for is that 50 SMA, okay, at that 46,000 level, and then right here, that 46,702 level, that's what I'll be looking for, where this one should stop it pretty much cold. Now, if it does get above that, then we have the 21-day, then we can obviously have the retest. But right now, that's usually what that is this is just like a counter situation off that big sell signal that we've had. But you can see where the uptrend is still holding there nice. Now, we have the same thing on the S&P, okay? Came all the way down, held that at that 100-day. Yes, today went a little bit below, but now you can see here how we're rallying right back up here again. So what you really want to do is just watch that 65.47 level. That's going to be very key. Now, we do have support. All we do is just bring these levels right across here. Okay, you got a 64.83 level. We'll come down here to the bottom there. You have 64.43 level. Then we can venture all the way down here to that 63.60 level. But again, your big target is going to be all the way down here at that 61.62 if we close below this key 100 SMA here, okay? That's what you want to look at. Now, this is the same scenario. See where that 8-day crossed over that 21-day? Now, this already crossed over that 50-day. So as this moves up, this is going to be very strong resistance at that 66.72 and right above it at 67.11 there. Okay, so that's always look at that as resistance where you want to go there and sell into that resistant levels. You don't want to say, oh, I'm just going to hold this here and then it should go up. No. See, we watch that 8-day. It's going to be very critical. If it happens to get above that 50-day, I think it's going to stop it cold. If not, that 21-day is going to stop it just like we had yesterday. Okay, now we look at the NASDAQ. We have pretty much the same scenario, okay? So we have that 8-day that crossed the 21-day, crossed the 50-day, okay? And then we came all the way down yesterday, and we held that 100-day. Today we went lower, but now we're back above that 100-day. So watch that 100-day, 22.56. That's going to be very key. If not, then we just watch yesterday's low. You're looking at that 22.245 low. Now on the upside here, we're going to watch that 8-day, that 22.642 level. That's going to be very key, very strong resistance. just like everything gets above it, that 50-day is going to be very, very key. And then we have that 21-day. So a lot of resistance. So just because if we have a rally or something situation, don't think it is automatic and go and retest those highs just that instant. It doesn't really work like that. You're going to have into that situation, and then it's going to take quite a bit of catalyst to blast all the way on up. Okay. Now, this is not really what you call oversold. Okay. That's what you want to understand. Same way here. You got the MACD. You rolled over. The green is still below your red. This is just starting here on the Dow. So this is not, oversold as yet. Same with the 37. This would go much, much lower kind of a situation. Okay. So what I'm talking about here, when we look at these charts here, like from the past, okay? What I'm looking at oversold is you look at the RSI. See when you have the level all the way down here? That's oversold, okay? Right here, see? Right there. That's way, way oversold. See right here? That's oversold. Not this. Not this. So we could get a very, very nice relief rally. But just remember, anything can happen where if it does rally up here, you want to make sure that you trade it into that 8-day, okay? And then we see what happens if we can get above it. We have the 50-day and we have the 21-day. But that's going to be very, very strong situation here. So always just remember that right now this is a trader's market. This is not like I'm going to go, the selling's done, I'm going to rally up here. That provides very, very strong. See how this is? Okay, that's very, very strong. See how this is? Very, very strong, where it popped right into it and can get up. Now, again, that 8-day, just watch that 8-day, watch that 8-day, and then watch that 8-day. Okay, right now here we have market has turned around. The Dow's rallying up here, 400 some. Nasdaq's up $1.19. S&P's up about 48. Bitcoin's still getting hammered. We hit a low in Bitcoin there today, all the way down to 87.50 level. Right now is at 83,760. So I don't know if the selling is really done. We'll review that here after the pit close. But right now, a lot of the stuff isn't, like Nvidia is down a little bit. It's down to that. It's holding that 180, got all the way down to 172 there today. So a lot of the tech trades, aren't working the same way with Tesla, even like Netflix and stuff like this. It's still very, very tricky. So again, don't look at this and say, okay, maybe the selling is done. We don't know that. This could just have a nice, good rally up kind of a situation, rally up here, and then rally up here, and then we could have another sell down and at least retest these lows that we actually put in. All right, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here after the old pit close, and we'll take a look here at Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold, silver, and crude oil and natural gas. And we'll probably take a look here at this MicroStrategies kind of a situation that's going to be all jammed up with that Bitcoin. All right, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.